well, this is what recording looks like for the first time in a gazillion years.
I know.
Why is that, Sam?
You tell me. I feel like you were the one that called for the hiatus.
Really? I'm the one who recommended us the podcast today. And
I know, but I had recommended it a couple times, and you were like, "No, we don't have anything to talk about."
Well, what do we do now?
Oh.
And I actually messaged you about a gazillion times yesterday about things to podcast about, and you never responded once.
On where?
The message between Vince and myself. There's a long ass thread, and you're a part of.
Yeah. That was I guess I didn't interpret that as a suggestion for what to podcast about, but more of a suggestion for how to get restarted.
So what are you trying to tell me? You didn't read the text messages?
Maybe not in all the detail.
Okay, you should try reading them.
Okay, but do you want to do that thing though?
What? The what we recommended?
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to.
Okay, so we'll do that.
Okay, so
more to come on what we just decided later.
I mean, what you can tell what it is that's the Washington Brewers Guild. If you are media or along the lines, you can join the Brewers Guild, and we can have access to more brewers. Because I feel like lately we've been running low on content, which we have because while there's a lot happening right now, there's not a lot happening in general because this pandemic sucked. It took a lot of wind out of our sails.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like probably during the pandemic there was a period of time where we were podcasting and it was like, what did you drink at home?
Yeah.
What did you drink at home?
I mean, then we can still keep talking about how breweries are closing, like Decibel's not closing. And,
yeah.
And now Peddler has closed but been replaced by something grander.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure everybody knows at this point, but the Bickerson's Brewhouse took over the Peddler location.
I think we can officially announce it on the podcast since
it's
already open.
Yeah. It was one of those things that I knew a long time before because I remember the day that I would went when Peddler announces going, I remember just talking to Frank and being like, well, that'd be a really cool location. He's like, he would. And they got quiet for a while. But then I'm sure we can have them on and they can tell the story about how they acquired.
I would love
Peddler.
to have them on and have them tell that story.
I can literally text him at any point, and I know he's been busy lately because he's got 2 locations now. But Bickerson's got good things going out, and I think that's a really, really welcomed addition to the Ballard beer scene.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to talk crap about Peddler because,
well, they're
gone.
They're gone now, and they went out of business by choice. They decided that they no longer wanted to be doing it, or for whatever reason.
So it's not a diss on Peddler.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't like things got dire. They made a decision to move their family out of state. As far as I know, I have not personally talked to them about it, but that's what the Instagram stories say, and decided to move on and. Bickerson's was in a really good place to be able to try and expand and move into that Ballard beer scene. And so I'm excited to see what they do there. That's got I've always thought their outdoor location had a lot of potential. So I'm excited to see
I'm
what
glad
happens.
that there's a new, Peddler set up a great location and they, did all the work they could, but sometimes it's good to have a fresh eye with a new, I don't know, with more charisma to come in. After 9 years of brewing and being in the same spot, you kind of lose sight of what a new fresh idea would be.
Right.
And now that Bickerson's comes in with an outside eye, be like, hey, what if we do this a little bit? Mm-hmm. And it's turned that spot, even a very cool spot, into a better spot, in my opinion now.
Yeah. And I think one thing we really need to talk about with the new Bickerson's is how great that front area looks.
Oh, that paint?
Where you can set your beer down, the little bar area outside.
Whoever painted that must
Whoever
be astonishing.
painted that just did an excellent job.
Yeah, I know. I wonder who that was.
It was me.
What sap got... It wasn't me because I was too busy dicking around and not doing anything. Just petting the dog and looking at a cat and drinking beer while Sam was just helping Frank out by painting. So... how about we talk about something a little bit warmer, a little bit sunnier, a little bit
more
significantly further away,
a little bit more spring breaky?
Yeah. So lately, I guess this will be tied into the what are you drinking today? So Sam, what are you drinking? Sam and I are drinking the exact same thing right now.
The Maui Brewing Company Bikini Blonde Lager.
Yeah, because guess where we went?
Maui Brewing Company.
Well, we also went to Maui.
Yeah,
we went to
Maui.
Hawaii. So, yeah, so we went to Hawaii. I'm curious how long this podcast is going to be because Hawaii has a very limited beer scene. Sam just took that beer. That beer was at one point probably 90 degrees in my bag.
Oh, I'm sure that beer was probably sitting in the back of our rental car for at least 24 hours in Hawaii in the sun.
Oh yeah, does it taste like it?
I mean, it's a lager, so it's kind of
whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of whatever, but I actually liked some of the beer that they had at Maui Brewing Company this time around.
Yeah, so we got the benefit, and we'll just roll right into Maui Brewing Company. We went there 2 different locations. We went there one location in Lahaina twice.
Yep, which was kind of in a strip mall-ish area, but was like a nice big area.
And then we got to be able to go to the Kihei location also, which is like their main location.
Yeah, is that their like flagship?
Yeah,
location?
that's their brewery.
Okay.
That's where the big tanks were and everything was.
Okay.
And if anybody hasn't been there before, it kind of reminds me of what Red Hook was back in the day.
Yeah.
Or anybody who knows New Terrain in Denver has a huge setup just like that.
It totally reminded me of New Terrain.
Okay.
Actually, like that's exactly what it reminded me of.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite thing about when we first got to the one in Kihei was when we walked in, and it was busy. Like there's
like 1,000 kids.
Yeah.
It's kid friendly. It's one of those places where your family, they have a full menu. You just come there, bring the kids, and let them run around like a bunch of idiots.
And we were there. There's the 2 main weeks of spring break, and we were there one of those weeks. So it was really like full of tourists and stuff. But we walk in. And they're like, well, it'll be like a 45-minute wait for the dining room, or you can just walk right into the beer area. And like, there's this like just this area with like long tables set up. There was an outside patio, and it was just like all the beers they had on tap. And it was like, yeah, no, this is exactly what we want.
Yeah,
don't even put us on the list.
Do you want to be in the giant kid play area? Or do you want to be in their? They called it like their beer tasting room. It's like, yeah, I would rather go to the place that looks like a brewery, not a place that's obviously a restaurant.
Yeah.
So we went there, had some fantastic beers.
The coconut, was it the barrel aged coconut porter?
I don't know. My app just closed on me.
Okay. I actually left my phone upstairs, so.
All right, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to hit pause real quick.
Okay.
They'll never know.
We're going to be super stealth about it. We're really good at podcasting. We have not forgotten any of it.
You know, though, so let's beers. Anyway, beer.
Okay, so Maui Brewing Company.
All right, I mean, when I was going through my Untapped, I have 13 different beers that I've drank from Maui Brewing Company, including one right now, but I've actually checked it before, which is the Bikini Blonde Lager, which you can essentially have anywhere. But I have had it on a beach, so I feel like that is winning a lot of things in life. But when we were at the brewery itself, so that's where they had a lot of their barrel-aged stuff and a lot of their kind of brewery exclusives. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty cool to be able to try stuff that you just can't get, because we can find Maui around in the States, but being able to get their Imperial Coconut Porter, their which is just a delightful dark beer, and I know it's kind of weird to drink a dark beer when it's 85 degrees.
I know, but it was like it was so coconut forward, and like
I had it twice. That's how much I liked it.
Yeah, I had it twice too. I had it the first time when we were in Kihei, and then I had it again in Lahaina. And did we go to the Lahaina location twice?
Yes.
Okay.
So and the other one I had there was the Rico Suave, which is just an IPA, and that was a little more traditional IPA, a little more malt forward. You're just not going to get that huge, even with the hazies they've had there. And we had one hazy that was probably one of my favorite moments of the entire trip, is when I had the McKenna Cloud.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite beer that we had in general while we were over in Hawaii.
But we had it while we were just sitting on a beach at sunset.
Yeah.
So we cracked open a couple beers and knew what we weren't supposed to do. So please, in the Hawaiian Tourism Board, please don't arrest me. But we cracked some beers and just sat and watched the sunset, which was a delightful thing to do. Mm-hmm. What was the Mosaic Mohazy was another beer that we could buy in a 4-pack, and I actually originally bought those 2 4-packs to bring home, and we
none of them made it home.
Not even close, because those were the 2 best of their IPAs that they had.
Yeah.
But that location, the Kihei location, very cool. And we could just stick with regions too. A cool beer bar is in Kihei also.
What ails you?
What ails you?
Mm-hmm.
And that just feels like a tap room.
Yeah.
And it is a tap room, but it feels like when you go to a tap room that you want a tap room to feel like, and that's what it is.
Well, something that Matt and I like when we travel is we like to have that feeling of like the more of a local experience than just like the touristy stuff.
Yeah, it's just
so like
hotel bars.
Yeah, and like there's just no way around it in Lahaina. It's all tourists. Like there's like that entire drag is just all tourists and touristy stuff. And It's like great. Like I will totally sit there and have like a tiki drink at Cheeseburger in Paradise. And I will totally
And
like
we
go to Tommy
did.
Bahama and have like a mojito. And like I did both of those things and I had a great time, but I do also really like kind of to see what it's like kind of off the beaten path and like where it would be more like what a local might go and do. And I thought What Ails You was kind of that vibe. It was our for those of you who are local to our area, it was the Brewmasters of Kihei.
And they had a decent beer selection too. I don't understand the distribution issues that can arise from Hawaii because you literally have to ship beer in, and that negates a lot of the purpose of it because you want fresh beer coming in, but you're gonna have to take a boat for a little while to get over and sit in distribution, and the distributors do their best to get good stuff out there, but you're only getting some of the big California stuff, a couple the big breweries. But being able to drink a lot of the new Hawaiian breweries that are popping up. So I was able to have from Waikiki Brewing, which they have a tap room in Lahaina. But the Hana Hua Hef, which is, I know I'm not normally a Hefeweizen guy because I also had a Cocoa Weizen from the Honolulu Beer Works. But those are two breweries that are not located on Maui but are Hawaiian, and I was able to fund they when they're doing their Hefeweizen stuff, they're definitely flavoring it with other things. They're getting a lot of coconut involved. They had a lot of drinks with pineapple involved. A lot of kind of that tropical. You had a dragon fruit cider or seltzer, right?
That was at What Ails You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now.
Okay. I wasn't sure. You started talking about Waikiki, so.
Well, no, but that's a beer that I had at What Ails You.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I had the dragon fruit. I think it was called a Killa Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And it was from Paradise Ciders, which is a local cidery over there. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the What Ails You, and then we were able to get some, I think, wings or some just a little bit of food. And
I think you got coconut shrimp there.
Okay, because that matters.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the important thing that we got there.
Yeah, but being able to have the food over there, which was delightful. And again, that whole local feel is what we really wanted. And the whole town of Kihei kind of feels like that, too. When you get to Lahaina, which it feels like everybody and their mom's a tourist and the locals are super resentful, Kihei had a cooler feel to it. I'm fully aware that I am just some pale dude running around Hawaii in a Hawaiian shirt pretending I'm cool, but going out and trying local craft beers kind of makes me feel
a little
less of a douche when I'm out there.
Yeah, and we went to that's not necessarily beer related, but we ended up right next door to What Ails You is a little Irish bar, which we popped into after that, which was great. I mean, it was fun.
Except how sad the guy was. He's like, "Can I get a Guinness?" And she's like, "There's no Guinness anywhere on these islands."
Yeah, well, supply chain.
Yeah. So that was the cool part about Kihei. I mean, there are other breweries, and we'll just talk about them. So in Lahaina, there were 2 breweries. Technically, there's 3, but one of them was closed. I was able to find one of their IPAs somewhere. So that was the it's called Beach House Beer Co.
Okay.
And I was able to find a sour and a hazy. But so I drank the I think it was just called Hazy IPA, which was good.
Too.
Yeah, it was good. I ate it with Loco Moco, so anything's good when you add it with Loco Moco next to it.
Yeah.
But that was kind of a cool place. I wish that was open, but that's in Lahaina. And then I'm gonna butcher so many Hawaiian names. Kohola Brewing.
The Kohola or Kahula. Yeah.
It's Kohola.
Yeah, just
whatever the word whale in Hawaiian means.
Yeah, that place had a really cool feel to it.
And it felt like a brewery.
Yeah.
As much as the Maui Brewing felt like a big
red hooky
type place, this one felt like a brewery. So you go in, a big tap room next to their tanks. It looks like they distribute a lot because those are huge tanks.
Yeah, they are. We actually did bring, I think, a 6-pack home with us, and that's actually what I just dipped into the garage to see if any of those were cold.
They are probably not.
They are not. So
the garage isn't super warm though.
I know, but I debated it. Like I was like, well, if I open it and just take a couple sips and try it for the podcast, but I don't feel like that's doing it justice to have it not that warm.
Is that the tsunami?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I can tell you right now, it's malty.
Okay.
It's a malt forward IPA. A lot of their other beers were not. They had actually had 2 hazies on.
Wait, I think it may was a different one. It was like something water something.
Waterman, something like that.
Yeah, Waterman.
Yeah, so that was a good one. That was, I mean, it was a little more piney, a little more, I guess, like
West Coasty
than the malt forward one. But we went there multiple times just because it was kind of like a brewery. Like,
yeah. I think we got a little, I wouldn't say burnt out on like the touristy bars, but like kind of after we were done with like, we were there with my family. And so when we were done with kind of like family stuff and dinner stuff, like we were kind of like, well, we could go to like one of the touristy bars or we could go hit up the brewery again. And I think we were just more interested in going to the brewery again.
At one point, like late at night, I just got bored and went. I just looked for the most diviest dive bar in Lahaina and found with all locals. And I just had myself a Corona, but that's all I wanted at that time. Was like, you know what? I just want where locals go, and it was where locals went. It looked like every person that was like done with tourists at the end of the day working at the resort just went there and cracked it. And they only had beer in bottles, no cans, no tap, just bottles.
Nice.
They're just having a life. But the Kohola, I had 8 of their beers.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I had they had a Lahaina Haze, they had a Baby Beach, which I don't remember what that was.
That sounds like maybe a blonde or a lager.
Yeah, I think it was a Baby Beach blonde because I didn't give it a very high rating because as I would normally with blonde ales. The Hannah Macadamia Nut Stout.
I think I tried that one too.
So Macadamia Nut Stout. They had a double, which is very, very doubly.
Okay.
I realized I was just not talking to the mic, was I? The Ray's Haze, which is another hazy pineapple blonde, which is I believe their flagship.
Yeah, I think it is too. I think I saw that one like everywhere we went.
Pilsner, Talk Story Pale. I haven't even checked in that other one yet. So yeah, I have one more brewery from them I can check in. I know I had it. I just don't think I checked it in. But yeah, I would highly recommend that place if you were just done with touristy shit and you just want a beer. Go there.
I might wait on that Waterman to cool down a little bit in the fridge.
Did you throw it in the fridge though?
I threw one of them in the fridge. I might throw at least one other one so we can take one with us tomorrow.
We could probably reload that fridge because right now it's just a.
Well, we might. It hit some damage from what came back from the bachelorette party.
Is it just full of seltzers right now?
Yeah, right now.
That's too many seltzers.
I know it is. We might have to have some people over.
How many seltzers did you come back with? Approximately.
Probably at least like 17.
Okay, how many bottles of wine did you come back with? At least 12.
12, 13.
Not including
13 and then a box of unopened, like a Boda box style of unopened Kirkland Signature.
You may have brought too much wine.
I definitely brought too much wine. And it's all like now in storage. Like the box of wine is in our fridge down here.
So anybody wants to have a party, come over to our place. You can have cheap wine and seltzers.
Yeah.
Just come on down to Renton, or you can come to Brewmaster Tap Room on Thursday, and we can just party.
Yeah. Bring a bottle of wine to Brewmaster Tap Room.
Yeah, what's the crackage fee on this Costco Sauvignon Blanc?
Hey, that's not a bad wine, by the way.
I don't care. You spent $9 on it.
I spent $6 on it.
Ooh, we're just making money right now. Anyway. So anyway, so we don't have room to add some of these delicious Hawaiian beers right now because we have too many goddamn seltzers.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
All right, go to Kohola Brewing though. The logo's a whale tail.
Yeah,
definitely not like
not like a thong.
Not like an early 2000s whale tail.
Like an actual whale, and it's not just it's like the whole whale.
Can we start with the Cisco thong song on this now?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
Let me see that thong. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, I definitely bought a shirt and like a giant sticker from there because I liked their logo so much.
Well, you just like whales, which we actually saw a whale, so
yeah, we did. That was really fun. That was one of my favorite parts.
All right, what about Waikiki Brewing? How'd you feel about that place? I know Waikiki's technically in Oahu, but they have a spot in Maui and Lahaina.
They had another spot over by Wailea too, in the mall over there.
Okay.
So I think they were kind of a chain, like, and they appear to be more of a brewery / restaurant. And I'm pretty sure that the Cheeseburger in Paradise in Lahaina is associated with them, like maybe owned by Waikiki Brewing. But none of the beers that I had super jumped out at me.
I went there 3 times.
But I did enjoy the beer cocktail that we had the
that
last
was
day
the
that
best
we were
one,
there.
where they made
like it was a Mai Tai.
with a Mai Tai PA.
Yeah. So it was a IPA with like a shot of dark rum on top, which
and
sounds
juice.
Gross, but it was really refreshing and really good.
I mean, and think about it, makes sense. So, because you can have IPAs that have kind of the mango or citrusy, and then citrusy always goes with rum because, come on.
Yeah.
And then, so you add that together. But the brewery itself, when I was told going into it, and someone was like, hey, don't go to that brewery because it sucks. It's not.
I don't know if I would say it was that bad. It felt very like... It felt very kind of touristy, like it didn't.
It was right. I mean, you looked right over the water. It's like right on the main drag in Lahaina.
Yeah.
There's only like the one drag anyway, but it's right there, right in the kind of the beginning of town. I mean, but they had a bunch of beers and they had a bunch of brewery exclusives there. All of them were dark beers. So like they had an English ale, English brown ale. They had an Irish dry stout, and these are odd beers to have again when it's 75 the low and 85 is the high.
I sometimes, I mean, say what you will, and maybe this is like just me, but like every once in a while, like a nice, good, really cold, dark beer, like a dark coconutty beer, even when it's warm out, still can sound really good.
I want to watch you drink a brown ale. I can't
remember.
That's
a completely different experience. That is like
going from
completely different experience.
So you like yours like a dark robust, not a dark malty.
Yeah, no, like a dark robust. I'm talking about like a.
Do you think I've drank
like
more sours than you've drank ESBs?
It depends. If we're just saying like Red Hook ESB, I've definitely drank more of those than you've drank sours.
But you have not drank it. I don't.
But a variety of ESB is probably equal. And the only reason I say that is because Red Hook ESB was like the first craft, and I'm doing air quotes here, craft beer.
We're only doing one air. It's air quote.
Craft beer.
There you go.
That I started drinking. So first non like light lager.
Also another big exclusive at this place. Not to change the subject of you just like
drinking terrible beer in my
Red Hook ESB.
Late 20s.
I had multiple barley wines over there.
Oh, you did, didn't you?
Because I was trying to crank out as many different beers as I can. So like I had 8 from the Kohola Brewing. I had 13 at Maui Brewing, although I had other ones before, like a lot of their staple ones.
Okay.
Had before. I had 7 from Waikiki Brewing, 7 different beers.
And did you have all of those 7 beers while we were there?
Well, I went there 3 times.
That's true. Yeah. Because we went there the first night and we got like 1 after dinner and then went home.
Mm-hmm. And then so it's not crazy here that I
know,
had 2 beers at a visit that we went to. We were there for a week, for crying out loud.
True. 6 days.
And what are you going to do when you're on vacation? You're just eating and drinking at a new location.
I know. It's really fun.
So that was Waikiki. I'm trying to think what other brewery.
Mahalo.
Yeah, Mahalo Ale Works. That's probably, when it comes to beer, the best of the group, right? Would you agree?
Yeah.
The coolest view.
And that would be kind of tied for me as far as like the brewery for location with Kohola or Kohola. It was definitely like a little fancier and a little bit more updated. I think they're only like a year old or something like that. I kind of heard them talking about it in the parking lot. Do
I even attempt to say the city? Makawao.
I would not even try.
Makawao. Makawa.
Every time that I like saw something spelled out, it was not pronounced the way that I thought it was going to be. So
at least we can say we went to every single brewery on Miami.
Miami.
And we have not been to every single brewery in Miami.
No.
Miami is a much bigger city. Maui. So
yeah.
we can say, but this one was the best. They're a beer. They had 2 hazies. So they had the Idaho, which they're very fond of having both Idaho 7 and Idaho Gem hops. And jeez, my goodness. And then did I have their pineapple wheat there? No.
Probably not.
No, I'm trying to think what was the other one. Oh my goodness.
I think I had the 2 hazies while we were there.
I think we might have just swapped back and forth. I'm just waiting for the internet to load. I had technically 3. Oh, no. Why does our internet suck?
This is really good content that we're creating right now.
Mo Citra. What do you have nothing in your hand right now looking up things up anyway?
I didn't check in any beers there.
Why didn't you?
Because I
fell asleep afterwards?
Yeah.
We did start early every day.
That was the day that caught up with me, I feel like. I was pretty good the rest of the trip, but that day caught up with me.
So Mo Citra and their Idaho beer were both hazies, and then the key there is to go take their beer, go up into the upper level, and you are like they're built on the side of Haleakala. Is that the name of the mountain there?
Yes.
So you go into the side, like their brewery's kind of built on the side and overlooks the entire west side of the island, and it is awesome. The problem is you can't take pictures because there's like an apartment complex in the foreground. So all you can see is the apartment complex, but if you look past, you can literally see there's just the entire island unobstructed.
Yeah, it's a beautiful location. I tried to take a picture of it.
It just doesn't do justice.
But it just didn't do it justice. If you happen to follow me on Instagram, it's I've got a photo up there from Mahalo, and you can kind of see that there's a view in the background, but it's just every photo I took just didn't do it justice. So
their description is kind of funny: rustic, artisanal, farmhouse ales, true island terroir. I would think the word terrier. I don't know what the hell that word is. Hawaii is known for the world over for its vibrant flavors and exotic ingredients. Mahalo Ale Works pays tribute to those amazing biodiversity of the islands by utilizing an extensive array of fresh, hyper-local, native, and foraged ingredients to create an inspirational beer found nowhere else on earth. That was a run-on sentence, folks. The teacher in me was just like, stop. Anyways, all the beers are thoughtfully brewed, aged, and blended on the there's Haleakala. Blended on, okay. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, cool spot.
Yeah, no, it was a good location. I would highly recommend.
They just started throwing out a bunch of Hawaiian words on an attempt to say.
It's a little bit of a drive from Lahaina.
About an hour.
Yeah, about an hour drive. But it was worth it. And like the nice thing about kind of making a destination brewery like that is that you get to go see parts of the island.
Yeah.
Like just the drive itself is kind of worth it. Because, Maui's a notoriously unattractive place on the planet.
Hated it. And I mean, again, that island is not big. It takes, we didn't do the road to Han or anything because that seems like it would.
Oh, no, I would poop my pants. I'd be so scared.
It's just in general.
Yeah, I do not I'm not a big fan of like windy roads on cliff sides in general. And then you add one lane, you make it one lane and I just might die. But
there probably was a bar out there that we did not go to. But let's think about this though. Was Hangless the greatest bar we went to while we were there? The one on the way to the airport.
Oh, was that the last one we went to where the lady bought us a shot?
Just shot of tequila. Tequila's also super cheap on that island.
It is super cheap on that island. Yeah, no, that place was rad. It's like really close to the airport if you're looking to make one stop on the way out. It's divey. It's divey as fuck, but it was amazing. And they had the Jetsons on TV, which was really fun for me. I highly enjoyed that.
Another bar that you didn't get a chance to go to, but I think has just a dope ass name, the Sly Mongoose.
Oh yeah, I missed that one.
So that was late at night where I just wanted to go to a bar. Cool thing about the Mongoose, just in general, is I golfed on one of the courses there, and there's a sign that says, "Watch out, mongooses will steal your food." Right when I looked at that sign, a mongoose came and stole my sandwich. Just like jumping out there, and that little bastard stole my sandwich.
Did you say it was uglier than you thought?
Oh, they be? I don't, because when I think mongoose, I think
like Ricky Tikitavi.
Yeah, like we're just like cute little rodent. No, those things are they look like they got stuck on a microwave for like 30 seconds. Like they're like, you have to look up Hawaiian mongoose, and they're ugly as fuck.
All right, I'm looking it up right now.
You're not. They look like, I don't understand. They look like how Simcoe's face looked after he got hit by the car.
Oh, that was not good.
So, are you looking them up right now?
Yeah. It's not as bad. Well, the first one is Hawaiian mongoose, cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. They look like they're pretty scrappy.
Yeah. Well, and one of them got to have my sandwich.
Good for him.
Fuck that guy. So, any other things about Maui we want to talk about before we're here? I mean, you can talk a lot about Maui, but when it comes to beer, we covered it all. There's like 5-6 good stops to go to. I mean, you can get a beer at Tommy Bahama's. That clothing store that's based in Seattle.
Yeah.
Has a bar in Lahaina.
Yeah, but that is a cool bar. It's like right on the water. I think that's it as far as beer in Maui. I don't think there was really... We covered all the breweries and made sure what ails you came up. Since we've been sitting here, we did get an invitation to go to the New Bickersons on Sunday.
Ooh, who invited us?
Nikki.
Oh, yeah, they haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
Also, a couple names of bars that we went to that we didn't talk about. That Irish pub we mentioned, the Dog and Duck.
Okay, yes, that's right.
Dog and Duck. We went to another place called. Here it is. So we didn't go to the Pint and Cork. We drove past it. The Dirty Monkey. Our animals fighting right now.
Yes.
The Dirty Monkey was another bar we.
We did go to Dirty Monkey.
We did.
Yeah, we did go there.
Yeah. Everything else looks a little touristy. So, anyways, cool bars. Spanky's Riptide. Did we go to that one?
Doesn't sound familiar.
Anyways,
we did go to the Fleetwood Mac bar.
Just called Fleetwood's.
Yeah.
Great view.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, fucking animals. Anyways, thanks for stopping with us. This is one of our shorter podcasts because we only have so much to talk about in Hawaii. But
I think, though, as things are opening up, and I know we've been to a lot of the breweries right in this direct area, but as things open up, we might have a little bit more to talk about here to come. So maybe we can get some feelers out and get some brewers on here sometime soon.
hell yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.